Hey guys, Tony here. I want to explain why back in 2016 at the Packers and the Colts preseason Hall of Fame game was canceled. If the game was played during 2016, it would have been the 53rd edition of the Hall of Fame game, would have been played on August the 7th of 2016. Some interesting themes to note, because I think it is Robert Mueller's birthday that is August the 7th of 2016. There's going to be some political themes surrounding the Indianapolis Colts winning this upcoming Super Bowl. Because the date numerology of the preseason game that would have been played in 2016, August the 7th of 2018, is a date numerology of 53. That is the date numerology of August the 7th of this year. The Packers-Colts game, if it was played, that preseason Hall of Fame game would have been played on August the 7th of 2016. This 53 is going to reveal what's going to come for this NFL season, because it is comeback that equals 53 of Andrew Luck, of Aaron Rodgers. It is luck of the Colts that equals 53, and it is pass the torch. Tom Brady passing it down to Andrew Luck and Derek Carr. Green Bay Packers versus the Indianapolis Colts in gematria equals 182. The amount of time from August the 7th, the date of that preseason game a couple years ago, to the date of last year's Super Bowl is a time span of 182 days. Now, the Super Bowl date of last year and the preseason game that was scheduled for August the 7th of 2016 is going to connect to this upcoming season, because February the 4th was the day of the last Super Bowl. August the 7th was the day that the Packers and the Colts would have played in the preseason. That is the significance of the amount of time from that date of the preseason game to the day of the Super Bowl. Very significant date numerology. 26 times the AFC and the NFC won the Super Bowl. Pretty fitting by the numbers. And notice that the Colts and the Packers last played on November the 6th of 2016. Now, what's going on November the 1st of 2016 this year? The answer is that the midterm elections are occurring right on November the 6th of 2018, 2 years later. 2 years later is the midterms. And the last time the Colts won the Super Bowl was in 2008. And the Colts are going to connect to Michael Pence, in that Mike Pence used to be governor of Indiana, and as vice president, he'd see his Colts win the Super Bowl. November the 6th was when the Packers and the Colts last played. The midterms are this year. The last time the Colts won the Super Bowl came during an economic crash. Mike Pence, born in 1959. So here it is. Once Google is going to load, we have 1959, Michael Pence's birth year. 1959, Michael Pence is a pig year. He's a pig. 2007, crash in a pig year. And the next one, pig year. The season that began in 2007, when the Colts won the Super Bowl, was a pig year. And I see the Indianapolis Colts winning a Super Bowl during a pig year. So they win it in the year that starts in a pig year. And then the following one, the Colts win it in actual pig year in 2019. All revolves around the pig, and that's what the midterm elections reveal, is that the blue Colts resemble the blue wave. The blue wave in the election, February the 3rd, the day of the Super Bowl, can be written out as 2-3, a 2-3 road record after this game. And the Packers, with their 4-4 record after this game, is significant because it is Georgia in gematria that equals 44. That connects to the side of the game. Now we have the NFC Championship game. Last time the Packers were in an NFC Championship game was at Atlanta. That's where the Super Bowl is at. That is the next time that the Packers are going to have a deep run. 2017 NFC Championship game between the Packers and the Falcons. On the 22nd day, the following day is January the 23rd. And what's significant about January the 23rd is that that was the day that the Indianapolis Colts were founded. It is the Colts that were founded on the 23rd day. They were founded in the year 53. This is the year of Super Bowl 53. The Packers-Colts preseason game was played on the date numerology of 53. Now, how about the amount of time from that preseason game to the day of the midterms of 2018? We had the canceled game. We had the Packers and Colts matchup. So here's what this is all about. Blue wave equals 91 in gematria. Blue wave equals 91. 91 days from August the 7th, the day that the preseason game between the Packers and the Colts, the 53rd one, was canceled, to the day of the last Packers and Colts matchup, November the 6th, is 91 days. It is blue wave. That equals 91. That is going to reveal what the Super Bowl is going to be for this next season. That was the big clue. Now, the amount of time from the blue wave to February the 3rd, the day of the Super Bowl, or even the amount of time from the blue wave to the day that the Colts were founded, is something very telling. November the 6th to February the 3rd, when include the end day, is 90 days. The amount of time from the day of the last Packers-Colts game to the date of last year's Super Bowl, when include the end day, is 91 days. That is where the blue wave theme is coming into play. I have to redo the video about the midterm predictions. I don't think GOP is going to control the Senate anymore. Starting to get pretty obvious. Now, the amount of time from November the 6th, the day that the Colts were founded, I think is a key answer. 79 days. 79 days. Last game between the Packers and the Colts. Champion equals 79 to the day that the Colts were founded. Founded in the year 1953. This is going to reveal what's going to happen for the Super Bowl this year. The amount of time from the day that the preseason game was canceled to the Super Bowl of this year is 911 days. 911, wow. What could be significant about that? The Patriots won the Super Bowl after beginning the season on the 9th month and the 11th day. So there's something to that. There's something going on here with the Patriots not making the Super Bowl, and this is what I see here. November the 6th of this year, 3844, that's the numerology of 55. I could talk about that in another video here. There's just a lot to talk about here. So 79 days from the last day of the Packers-Colts matchup to January 23rd. That's 79 days, the champion gematria of 79. November the 6th, and then we have the day of this preseason game. Amount of time between the two dates, I already did that, and now it's really about the 7th day of the 8th month to, February the 3rd, day of the Super Bowl. Right? I covered all of this. So this is why the preseason game was canceled. This is why the date numerology of the game of the day that the game was canceled is a date numerology of 53 for 2018. This means that this is going to be the matchup. There's a riddle going on with the Super Bowl being at Atlanta. Last time the Packers went really deep in the playoffs, they lost to Atlanta. This is a sign of what's going to come, I tell you. deep signs. 65 total points this game. 65 prior season for the Colts entering the season. And then we have, I think, Packers versus Colts equals 66. Packers versus Colts equals 66 in the Colts 66 season. This is what's going to happen here. Major themes. Major themes here. You know, the 2006 midterms, you know, was when I think the Democrats took control. They won the majority of the House and the Senate. That was November the 7th. The blue wave, the Indianapolis Colts, the blue logo, the canceled preseason game, how that date connects to this year's date in 2018, the Mueller investigation, because Robert Mueller, his birthday is on the date of the canceled game. His birthday was on the day of that canceled preseason game between the Colts and the Packers. He turned 72 years back in 2016, and we have President Trump equaling 72 and the surrounding collusion, and the fact that Russia equals 87, August the 7th, you know, colluded with Russia, and all this equals 87, collusion, not colluded. 1944, it is Georgia, that equals 44 in gematria again. Pretty funny, Robert Mueller, and what his birthday reveals from a couple of years ago. Pretty funny how this year is going to be a big year for the Russia investigations. But Colts over Packers, I think the riddles have been fully decoded.